Talk that the Australian mineral boom is about to bust has created enormous concern, not only within the mining industry itself, but property investors and Australians in general. With me is the head of marketing for the Surat Basin Property Group, Wayne Mcphee. Wayne, welcome to Real Estate News.
Great pleasure, thank you.
Is the party over?
Oh, absolutely not. We're just starting to see some of the fruits of the capital expenditure that the mining companies have put into areas such as the Surat Basin. We're going through a construction phase right now, and that construction phase is geared up to get gas to those LNG plants in Gladstone so that we can meet our obligations to our contracts.
But what they're saying is that commodity prices are down, so the industry itself is on very shaky ground.
Unfortunately, they generalise with those sorts of statements. When they say that resources or the commodity prices are down, what they're referring to is the daily spot prices for iron ore or coal. They fluctuate up and down day by day. What we're referring to here in the Surat Basin is long-term contracts that were signed in actual fact before we started to build any of this massive infrastructure. Those contracts are locked in for between 20 and 30 years.
What do you say to people that say the gas is polluting the aquifers?
Well, that's absolutely not true. We bring the gas up with the water. The water and the gas are then separated. The water is put through reverse osmosis treatment, and that is doing a wonderful thing for drought proofing the agricultural area of the Darling Downs.
Well, a lot of people will say that mining in general is raping the land.
Well, that's absolutely not true. Again, these are general sweeping statements, and the reality is far from it. When you see a gas plant in a paddock, these gas plants occupy land no more than the area of a decent outdoor living area on an average home, about 100 square metres in total. And these are fenced off, the cattle graze around them, the farmers farm their crops around them, and they're connected by underground pipes into the main system. So ostensibly the farm carries on regardless.
The argument is, of course, that once all this is built, one person in a control room will be able to control it all.
Well, right now we're in the construction phase, and most of those men that live in that are here for the construction phase actually live in the so-called donga camps. They fly in, fly out. Then comes the operational phase. We've already got QGC are building an office, an administration office here in Chinchilla, and that office is going to house several hundred administration staff. Those people have to live somewhere.
What's the Surat Basin Property Group's role in this?
Well, basically we're land developers. We're land for residential and industrial. And we work in partnership with the gas companies, and some of these are multinational companies, the Phillips Conocos and the Shells and all of those. They're all out here, and we're working in partnership to provide housing and industrial land for their operations.
Is it hard to get people to move to the country to work in this environment?
Oh, absolutely not. We're actually reverse populating. Several years ago, not that long ago, of course the cry was that the country was losing all of its young people. Well, we're actually seeing now that those young people that went to the cities to get their university degrees are now coming back and working in many of the industries that are now out here. So it's actually working in the opposite. The population, for instance, of Chinchilla in the last 5 years grew by 15%. This year it's forecast to grow by another 4%. That's twice as much as the Australian average. And this is happening across the Surat Basin, not just in Chinchilla. Miles will double its population in the next 5 years. So we're actually bringing people back and bringing life back into the rural areas.
We're going to have to go, but one last question. In response to people saying that the mining boom is gone, your answer to them is?
Categorically not.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Pleasure.